shoots arrows of newly blossomed flowers. You don't need everything. You don't need to do nothing. He bears nearer and nearer moods of emotional ecstasies. He is fond of performing novel dances. He makes ever new jokes that cause much laughter. His brilliant luster is like freshly cast gold. I bow down to Gora, a beautiful son of Mother Sati.
He is endowed with ever-fresh love of Godhead. His radiant luster is like the color of fresh butter. His fresh attire is arranged in ever-new fashions. He relishes ever-new mellows of love for Krishna. He shines in ninefold new ways while executing the ninefold processes of devotion. He is permeated with a most auspicious loving nature. I bow down to Gora, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
He is absorbed in devotion to Sri Hari. He maintains the chanting of the names of Hari. While chanting, he counts the holy names on the fingers of his hands. He is addicted to the name of Hari. He always has tears of love welling in his eyes. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sakshi.
He is always removing the suffering of material existence for mankind. He is the goal of life for persons who are dedicated to their supreme interest. He inspires men to become like honeybees, eager for the honey of Krishna Prema. He removes the burning fever of the material world. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
He who motivates pure devotion unto himself, who is most attractive to his beloved servitors. By his dramatic dancing, he exhibits the characteristics of the king of the paramours. He causes the minds of beautiful young village women to dance. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Saki.
He plays karatals as his throat emits sweet melodious sounds and the vital notes of the vina are softly played. He thus inspires the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Satsi.
He is accompanied by the Sankirtan movement, which is the religious practice for the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj, come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation on his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
His eyes, the soles of his feet, and his clothing are reddish like the color that heralds the rising sun. As he utters his own names, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor to life throughout the universe. I bow down to Kor, the beautiful son of Mother Sati.
Navapushpasaram,
Navagoravadam Navapushpasaram
Let's start first. We need to know the key. Navahasyaram, Navahemavaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Puranam.
Navahasyakaram Navahemavaram Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram
Navapremarutam, Navamita Sutam, Navaveshapritam, Navapremanasam,
Navapremayutam Navahita Sucham Navavesakritam Navapremarasam
Navadavimasam, Shivapremanayam, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Puranam.
Navadavilasat Sukate Mamayam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Bhakti Param Harinamadaram Karajapya Karam Harinamadaram Nayane Satatam Pranaya Sudaram Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Sataram Janata Pavatapaharam Paramahata Parayana Lokagatim Navalekaram Jagatapaharam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Nija Bhakti Karam Priyacharandaram Natanartananagarajakulam Purakamini Manasalasya Karam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Nija Bhakti Karam Priyacharandaram Natanartananagarajakulam
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So I'm like giving class through the circle here. Howdy, everyone. Okay, so how much power does the holy name have? Huh? Top of the class. Unlimited. There's no limit. So much potency is there. mentioned this quote a few days ago, but it's a very nice quote given by Srila Prabhupada in 1970. Among all our duties, surely we must not forget to complete our 16 rounds. We should not be carried away simply by the Krishna duties, which are also regarded as good as chanting, but in all circumstances we shall not forget this duty. If you cannot chant your 16 rounds, you should understand you are in a diseased condition. I had one follower who was working alongside one devotee in Ukraine who was distributing, they were distributing samosas during the summer. So they would go to the beach and people would buy samosas from them, and they would give a donation. And I forget how it happened, but he found out that the devotee who was in charge, who was making the samosas, was not offering them. And his excuse was, we don't have enough time. Something like that. It was very, very funny. And I told the devotee, okay, don't work with him anymore. You start your own samosa distribution and offer the samosas. So in this way, as Prabhupada is saying, sometimes we get so carried away with the duty that we forget the essence of our duty, which is to give Krishna consciousness to people. And we often hear similar things where the devotee, will say, I have no time to chant, I'm too busy. But in the name of the Krishna duty, we should not neglect our 16 rounds. Because the 16 rounds is the basis of everything we do during the day. We also mentioned that in the first class. If we can chant our 16 rounds by 10 o'clock in the morning, this is what Prabhupada said, there will be no anxiety for the day. So we can understand the power and potency of the holy name is that which sustains us in spiritual life. Yeah, it's what sustains us in spiritual life. So that should not be neglected. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So let's just talk about this power of the holy name. Because I don't know about you, but it was not my choice to chant Hare Krishna. I had nothing to do with it. I told you my story. The only thing I was interested was to come and take prasad at the temple. And the prasad is also, of course, not different than Krishna. And when you eat or respect prasadam every day, then it has a profound effect on our consciousness and our purification and our future in devotional service. Because, just one service will lead you to other services. So my one service was that I came and took prasadam. It's an easy service because it doesn't require too much endeavor or concentration. And that was enough to set the ball rolling. And although I heard the holy name, I could hear the devotees chanting every time I come to the temple. So the holy name did enter my ear, and it went to my heart. But from the heart to the lips, no. I was not ready. And when I was ready, the holy name started to dance on my tongue. This is how it happens. It's got nothing to do with us, except for the fact that, we may have done some pious activities previously to come to that stage where we weren't really interested in doing the same things as our karmic friends. We tried our best. I tried so hard to follow them. But I could see that this was not really me what I wanted. So the desire was there. Prabhupada, he also said that Krishna consciousness, the basis of Krishna consciousness is our desire, our inner desire, our heart's desire. I didn't know my heart's desire was to be a devotee, but Super Soul, the holy name, knew that I would be a devotee. And even when I joined the temple, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And you probably can tell the same story. We didn't know what we were going to be doing. For us, it was just something interesting, new, and it was exotic, and it's Eastern, Indian. But it's not that we had any realization of very much in the beginning. So we were being maneuvered. I often give the example of a devotee. He, is off to the discotheque. I don't know what you call it nowadays, but in the old days we used to call them discotheques. We still call them like that? A place where you dance and listen to music?
Oh, nightclubs.
Nightclubs.
Rave party.
Rave.
Yeah.
So the devotee, or this person is now walking very eagerly to the rave. And the place where the rave is, you need to turn right. But for some reason, he turned left and couldn't really figure out why. But it was so out of his control, almost. And so he continued walking. And then suddenly, from out of the bushes, a devotee comes. Hare Krishna! Take this book. What is this? It's the Bhagavad Gita, sir. Bhagavad what? Bhagavad Gita. Just give a donation and take the book home. So he gives a donation, takes the book home. Usually they don't read the book, we just put it on the shelf. And the Bhagavad Gita is working on him too. And the Bhagavad Gita is one different than Krishna. So it's very mystical. Every devotee can tell the same story on how mystical it was that they became a devotee. And we meet a pure devotee also, that also enhances. That's when things start really moving. It was at least for me when I met Prabhupada. And I didn't even, as I told the story, I wasn't really tuned into who Prabhupada was and the significance of being in the presence of someone so pure. But again, it doesn't matter, you may not know, but it will still work. It's still, it's like the example you have some ailment and you go to the doctor and he will write a prescription and take this medicine 3 times a day. You have no idea what the medicine is. Of course, most medicine nowadays are rubbish anyway. But let's suppose that we have some alternative medicine which was going to cure you. You don't have any knowledge of what that medicine is, but you've just been told, take it 3 times a day. And you take it 3 times a day for the next 2 weeks. And then you cure yourself. So we're coming into the temple completely covered over, clouded over. And the devotee says to us, you need to chant. And if you can, chant 16 rounds every day. And so we work up to the 16 rounds. We didn't really know, what the benefits were or anything. But it still worked. And every single aspect of Krishna consciousness is like that. Even to the point of bowing down. Shruti Kirti, one of Prabhupada's servants for many years, he was telling the story, that one of the Sanskrit editors or editors of his books would come into Prabhupada's room every so often to ask questions so that he could do his service in the proper way. So on one such occasion, he came in and he paid his obeisances and chanted the full mantra. But he was coming in several times that morning. But each time he came in, the obeisances started to reduce to the point where at the end he came in and just bowed down and got up again. Didn't say anything. Just went like that. And Prabhupada said, what is this hatchet of obeisances? You know what a hatchet is? Sometimes you have this, you see in India, hatchets, you're cutting up some coriander or something like that. So what is this hatchet of obeisances? Say the full pranama mantra and say it loudly. So again, we sometimes, compromise and it's all the same, it doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. And the Hare Krishna mantra, same thing, lip service. Well, that's over, let's do something, that's more meaningful to me. There's a nice quote by Narada Muni in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. He says, young devotees think they are chanting, but more advanced devotees will say that the holy name himself decides to manifest on our tongue. When hearing the holy name from a pure devotee, the name enters the ears and then moves to the heart. And if we have a little faith, it transfers from the heart to the tongue. If there was no faith, it does not rise to the tongue. That's why some people come running in and then they go running out again. We used to question, such a nice devotee, he was doing such a nice service. What happened to him? Where did he go? Never to be seen again. That's the reason, that's the answer. Not enough faith, but enough to, not ready to take up the practice of devotion service on a day-to-day basis. You get a little bit of service. That little bit of service can carry him further when, that's again the holy names. The holy name is independence. And he will know when that soul is ready. The holy name is independent, and when it wishes, it will fill our hearts with contentment, even though it is the shadow of the ultimate potency that can be experienced. Yeah, so when we start chanting, we're not really chanting with the full devotion we should. We're not ready for that. But the holy name is a person, and the holy name is very merciful, and the holy name will accept that little bit of endeavor that we make in the beginning, no matter how small. Yes, we have to be careful just to follow what we've been told, and not to speculate. This is another thing which happens in the beginning. A lot of speculation takes place. I can give one story of a devotee who joined around the same time as me. And he heard in the class one morning, you should always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So after the class, I was thinking, always remember Krishna and never forget him. And then he had this idea. So he went to the shops and he bought a harmonica stand. In those days, the groups would play their guitar and the harmonica at the same time. He just bought the stand. And on the stand, he put a picture of Radha and Krishna. And that way he could always remember Krishna and do his service at the same time. So he would be in the kitchen peeling potatoes, like this, and then coming back to the picture. Well, he lasted probably at the most 2 weeks. Then we didn't see him again. The Lord Chaitanya has already made the shortcuts for us. We don't need to, do all these kind of mechanical things. It's already there. The Lord Chaitanya has given us permission. Otherwise, in the age of Kali, although the holy name was there in other ages, even in others yugas, no one would chant properly. In the other yugas, they didn't want to chant because it was too simple. And in the Kali Yuga, well, there were some, of course, that perfected their chanting. But they were highly advanced souls. The Lord Chaitanya has come to deliver all of us. And he usually starts with the most fallen first. Jagai and Madai were the most debauched persons you could ever think of meeting. They would read the scriptures to find out what is the biggest offense you can make. And they found out, and they went and did it. I don't know if I should mention it. They went to the Brahmin's house, raped the wife in front of the Brahmin, and then killed the Brahmin in front of the wife. That's what they were like. But they were delivered, and they became excellent devotees. Madai, who was the one that threw the pot at Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda and Kali's head, even after the mercy was given to them, Madai was really concerned whether he would ever be delivered properly because of his offense that he committed to Nityananda. And so one day he went to Lord Nityananda, revealed his mind and heart. So Nityananda is also merciful. So he gave him a service. You go to all the ghats in Navadvip and clean the ghat. Make sure all the ghats are nicely cleaned so that when people come and take their bath, then everything is all nicely arranged, clean, no litter. So that's what he did. And he started to become famous, because they knew he was one of the biggest demons. And now he was one of the best devotees. And then they all, came and offered gifts to him. So in that way, Lord Chaitanya delivered the most fallen first. We were the next, the proper disciples. We were ex-hippies. I'm thinking of Prabhupada, what he tolerated from us. In England, he knew the British mentality very quickly. Our mentality is that we're very proud and we have our nose. Well, I said, what pass the salt? We talk down our nose. So he had to bring our nose down. So he was very clever. One morning he was giving class. And he said, did you know it was the British, when they went to India, they were the first to introduce tea drinking and bidi smoking? Did you know it was the British that opened the first slaughterhouses in India? Did you know it was the British that would cut the thumb off the weavers because they didn't want them to weave cloth, their own cloth, because they were manufacturing it in Manchester in England and shipping it to India to sell to all the Indians. And it was going on and on like this. And our heads were going, we will be Vaishnavas. And then he put the cherry on the cake. He said, have you ever seen the camels in India? They imitated a camel walking. He said, the next time you see a camel in India, you should see it as an incarnation of the British Raj. Oh, it's so funny. But even though he was saying all these things, reminding us what the British Empire was all about, and they had no reason to be proud. He said, that's all right, now you're our devotees. You're not British anymore. You're Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And Krishna will deliver you. So after my initiation in 1972, you know how you have to collect Guru Dakshin. Nowadays it's quite easy, you just go around to all the Grihastas. You know, they see the mark on the forehead. Where you just black mark. So everyone knows, oh, they just got to Guru Dakshin. And immediately you got your, in those days, there were no grihastas. So all you had to do was go on the street and approach people. Excuse me, sir. Hey, yesterday I got initiation from my guru, and today I am here on the street collecting Guru Dakshin. Guru what? Guru Dakshin, sir. Oh, here you are. Be off with you. Yeah, so funny. And at the end of the day, we all came together, put all the money together. And then the next morning after Prabhupada gave his class, we were ushered up into his room. So the gift is Guru Dakshin. I think there was about 8 to 10 of us. So we came into Prabhupada's room and we bowed down. Prabhupada was looking out of the window, so when he finally turned around, we bowed down again. Then we gave the Guru Dakshin and bowed down again. Prabhupada said to the servant, give them Mangal Arti sweet. When he said that, we bowed down again. When we had the sweet in our hand, we were wondering whether to eat it or respect it outside. But we just ended up bowing down again. And Prabhupada was watching us, he was getting really amused. He thought it was so funny, the British boys, and girls bowing down. He said, that's okay, Hare Krishna. And then we bowed down again and staggered out the room. And I said to the servant, wow, we made a mess of that, didn't we? He said, no. He said, that was perfect. Because you're supposed to feel like a fool in front of the spiritual master. If you think that you're anything more than a fool, then you are a fool. So like that. So all these activities, they're one by one purifying us, leading us to the goal of perfection. It's designed like that. Prabhupada, he designed all the functions within ISKCON to purify us, and so that we come to a state where we will be happy. Chant to be happy, he said. But are we happy? That's the question. Are we happy? Some of us maybe not. We still haven't really got the full nectar of the holy name. But be patient. Prabhupada said, the fruits sometimes, some fruits, they take many years to fructify and fruit. So he said, Krishna consciousness is the best of all fruits. And he said, don't be impatient. Take your time, step by step. The little faith we had to chant, the devotees we met, and the Shastra teachings we started to read, pleased the holy name and pleased Krishna. There's no different than the holy name. Krishna becomes encouraged by the initial faith that awakens in us. It is not that a person does not want to chant. Rather, the holy name does not reciprocate in the heart of those who have no faith and do not chant and surrender. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, as they surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. We get experience that we cannot explain. We become overwhelmed and understand that things are beyond our control. It happens not by our doing, but by the little faith we had, which allowed us to chant. This is another interesting point. That we say certain things in a mood that we're in control. I was talking to Prabhu yesterday. One day he had one guru, and another day he chose someone else. I said, but you don't choose your guru, and the guru chooses you. He comes to you. So don't be impatient. Don't think that, you've got to do everything so quickly. That's our Western mentality. We think we're in control, and that means in our time, we do everything. We want to do everything very quickly. But at some point, when Krishna wants to reveal how he is in control, We get these slaps across the face telling us you're not in control. Krishna's in control. Such a high inflated false ego that society has built in us. You can do everything. You can do it. You don't need any. This is the epitome of false ego. I am the greatest. There's no one greater than me, and I do not need anyone's help. That is the epitome of false ego. What is it? One is, what's the first one? I just said it. What is the first one?
I'm the greatest.
I am the greatest. Second,
I don't need anyone's help.
no one's greater than me. And if someone is, kick him out of it. They kick a dog. And then the enemies. Yeah. And freak.
I'm in control. I don't need anyone's help.
I don't need anyone's help. I told you, did I tell you the story about I was listening to the tantric president giving a class and I was thinking, no big problem, no problem. I told that story. So Krishna was thinking, today you think you're so special. You're in for it. You wait till tomorrow. Yeah. So when you get more realizations and purification, you start realizing this point that Krishna's in control. And you have that faith, it's a strong faith. Therefore, your activities suddenly, gradually change. And you're a different person. Like I'm a different person today than I was in 1981 when I came to Finland. And I was thinking, Finland, I'll conquer Finland. Yeah, and so it changes, your faith changes, it becomes greater and greater. Knowing that Krishna is in control of everything, not a blade of grass moves without Krishna sanction. So then you kind of leave things to Krishna. You're active, but your mind is open. Even Prabhupada told us when he was sick, he had to go to the hospital to have an operation. He said, you chant more Nishingadeva's prayers. And you also pray, my dear Lord, if you so desire, he said to us, don't demand anything from Krishna. You say it like this, if you so desire, please cure Srila Prabhupada. Not that, come on, Krishna, he's a pure devotee. What are you doing? He has to go to hospital now. No, if you so desire, there's all Krishna's Lila. Everything is Krishna's Lila within Krishna consciousness. We're part of his Lila. And he's in control of it. I remember once I had a realization. I was writing some I don't remember what it was. I prepared something. And I had some music playing. In those days we had CDs. But CD players were always jamming up. And they go, and I was thinking, oh no. And suddenly I said, Krishna, can you sort that one out? So immediately, when it started playing, it played right to the end without a problem. And Krishna wanted he wanted to reveal to me, yes, I will do things for you, just ask me. Just have faith in me, I'm right beside you. Hold on, don't despair. How can you cry when you know I'm right there beside you? Don't have a care. I'm right by your side. I'm your eternal guide. And that way the devotee starts to relax a little bit in Krishna consciousness, and he starts to become very happy. He knows, oh, Krishna's there. My Guru is there. And I'm a menial servant. I don't do anything other than assist my Guru in his mission, not my mission. Otherwise, we walk around, trying to be self-empowered. This is the problem, self-empowerment. How we become strong and powerful. But any strength and any power that we have actually comes from the Guru and Krishna, and not from ourselves. So in that way, in order to accept that mood of that Krishna is in control, we need to take on a position. And Prabhupada gives a nice example in the Krishna book. He compares the big tall trees to the trees in Vrindavan. It's like here, you have so many tall trees. They go very high. But there's no fruit or flowers. They just go up and up and up. See how big I am? And then when they come down with a big fall. And you have one tree falling here. Well, the trees of Vrindavan, they're only this high, and they're bowing to the ground as Krishna's lotus feet. He has walked here. And they're offering their fruits and flowers in obeisances. It is said that the desire trees in the spiritual world can fulfill any desire. But the residents of Vrindavan, they don't have any desire other than to serve Krishna. So it's not like they come, before the desire tree. Okay, desire tree, I have a list here, what I need. Desire tree will give, because it's a desire tree, give anything. But no one there is desiring anything but something to serve Krishna with. And it's usually fruits, flowers, anything that's going to assist in the service of Krishna, they will ask the trees. The trees will give. So this is our ultimate goal, is to try to, as Haridas Thakur mentioned, to wear the garland of Jnana peace and Nijina. That's the best garland of all. Not a flower garland, with a garland of Trinada peace in the kingdom. And if you can acquire that garland, then the chanting will be very easy. As Lord Chaitanya says, that the chanting becomes constant, easy. So we can see from what I've just said that it's a journey, and we're not in the driving seat, we're in the passenger seat. Krishna's doing everything. There's nothing that Krishna cannot give us, provide, if our desire is pure in heart. So, the time. Okay. Prabhupada gives a nice example that if you're in trouble by the law, the government, sometimes they come knocking on your door. They have some fine for you. Oh, we saw you speeding, and here's a fine. What do they say when they knock on the door? You open the door, what do they say?
They just do.
No, they have to confirm who you are, so what do they say?
Your driving license, please.
Well, they ask you, is your name such and such? They ask in such a derogative way, because they've come to punish you. Is your name such and such? Yes, that's me. Here, this is for you. You pay it in 1 week. So this is one way in which someone may approach you. But another way is when a devotee says, oh, I didn't realize I haven't seen you for so many years. And we embrace each other. And that devotee is feeling, oh yes, I haven't seen you either. Yes, oh, nice to see you. And we call each other by our names. And we relish the feelings, the emotional feelings. So Prabhupada's explaining in the same way that when we are approaching Krishna through his name, it's all about what our attitude is in approaching his name. If it's in a begrudging mood or in a mood that I don't really like to do this, but I'm doing it because I was told to do it, well, the name will also benefit you anyway, but not, as it said, the full potency being revealed to you. So this is our goal. We need to rise. Try as much as possible to take shelter along with you. And the last quote, in the dark age of Kali, Krishna's names are the easiest, quickest, sweetest, fastest, surest way to attain spiritual perfection. Chanting japa sets the pace for the rest of the day, activities, and gives us the faith and strength we require to stabilize our Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada in 16 rounds every day.
His Holiness Dhirasanta Dasa Goswami Maharaj ki.